Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast. This is episode number 716, and I want to make it short because, first of all, the phone is charging, so as you can see, the quality is bad. But I also decided to not wait until the phone is charged, but rather record something. And because I used to do those kind of blurred, uh, poor quality videos in the evenings using a previous MacBook uh, FaceTime camera, I decided to kind of bring that retro blurry style once again for today and record it from this camera. It's Tuesday, but because it's a journaling project and I journal about the day before, we'll be talking about Monday. And Monday was mundane a little bit, as for many people probably is. Monday is a specific day because it marks the beginning of the week, of working week in majority of places around the world. And for some people it's curse, for others, minority probably is it's a blessing. And for huge part of general public it's probably just a meh day. So it started pretty low key. We dropped Julian at school. We went to Rosnola for our walk, and we parked the car at the beach. Uh, and went for like Elizabeth went first for a walk. She kind of started early, and I stayed in the car. I was trying to put some story for our evening deploy of the sauna to make sure that people are aware that we'll be there in the evening. And then I tried to catch up with her, but obviously Elizabeth has a very brisk walk, so she is going fairly fast. And at some stage I started jogging because not only I felt like jogging, but it was a long time since I actually ran or jogged because of the sprained ankle beginning of summer. So I wanted to test the ground and see if I can actually jog for a while without any problems, and it was okay. I probably did half kilometer or something, not much, just to test the ground, and I was barefoot, so it was nice to get that kind of jog bare feet on the sand, and for a short while to test and see how it goes. I caught up with Elizabeth. We came back to the car, and we also got some stuff from Bakery Shack, some coffee and scones. So we enjoyed eating them and sipping coffee. And then we went back home. And when we arrived, there were two packages waiting for us. One was a sample set of compressed logs that I spoke before already when we started a bit of partnership with Kingstar Future Fuels. They sent us 100% oak compressed logs for the sauna to test, and they are great. The sample went so well that I ordered quarter a pallet, so about 25 packages. It costed us about €180, but they really retain heat very well and they stay burning for long. But recently, another company called EcoFuels from Dublin reached out to us, and they said they can send us some samples too. So we agreed to that. They sent us samples, and I was burning the logs today. And I have mixed feelings about it. I'm not sure if it's something that I did wrong or what, but it feels like they didn't provide as much heat as the other logs. So I'll be testing them again tomorrow and see how it goes. So the sample arrived on Monday, but I actually kind of went ahead a little bit. I tested them today on Tuesday, and I will be testing them tomorrow on Wednesday. So there will be updates separately in the episodes dedicated to those days. The second package was the Apple Watch that we ordered. Well, we actually bought second hand, and it's Series 9, so it's the newest model, which I got for a very decent price. I think the new one from Apple costs about €479 here in Ireland, and I got one for 250 including postage. And it's pretty much in new conditions, no scratches, nothing. Everything is in order and it's perfectly operational. It has full battery health, so it wasn't used much because the guy bought it and then he decided on Android phone, and obviously Android phones do not cooperate well with Apple Watch, so he had to sell it and got himself another watch that was actually good for for his phone. Apologies, I kind of glitched because there was some weird message appearing on my screen that I can use iPhone as a camera, which, well, I kind of know, but I'm recording it on purpose with the FaceTime camera. So that Apple Watch came in. It wasn't dedicated to anyone, neither myself, Julian, or Ella, but we kind of knew that who will be using the newest watch. Elizabeth obviously got her hands on it straight away. And in fairness, it's built with features more towards women recently, because there's like a period tracking, temperature measuring, etc. So blood oxygen and a lot of other stuff that helps with health tracking, and also with more precise exercise measures. And Elizabeth exercises a lot, pretty much every day. She's a very active person, so I don't mind. And I kind of got hers, Apple Watch 7 series, so it's not bad, but I see that the actual battery health is around 79%, so just on the verge of maybe using it for another year or two. So I'm gonna rather sell it to someone and then buy myself a decent battery, maybe another Series 9 if I can find it in a decent price. So that was that. Lazybird. So I kind of skipped that moment because it was in between our walk and going to the bakery shack. As we were driving off the beach and onto the ramp, there was a funny situation. It was very situational, kind of fun moment. So it might not be as hilarious for you on the other side because you didn't take part in it. So sometimes, joke is a joke. It's funny for everyone, but situational things are situational. So you need to be part of it to fully understand why it was so silly and fun. But because we were so groggy and were talking about how Mondays are in general day of laziness, as we were driving towards the ramp, there was a seagull standing in front of us, and most of the birds normally would just kind of get startled and fly away. And this seagull was so lazy, and because it was Monday, it just kind of moved a little bit away, enough for us to pass through. So it didn't even care that we might go across it or over it, but it cared enough to kind of move away. And if it could have been, or if it could have had a face, it would probably like a human face. This type was pissed off that it needed to move away as we disrupted it, scavenging the beach. So it was a fun moment. We returned home, and after all those packages were unpacked, I decided to preheat the sauna and see if it will help with the evening deploy. Then I went to pick Julian from school, and on the way to school with Elizabeth, we stopped in Donegal town because there was a quite heavy traffic, and we were in the main on the main road in the main traffic. In front of us there was some car, and there was another car kind of reversing, and it basically hit the car in the traffic. So I was really pissed because I thought that we might be, taken as part of the witness situation if there is some damage. It was guarded station, like the police station, just on the other side of the road. So I was afraid that it would start all that process. The road will be blocked, etc., and we won't make it for Julian. But it was kind of funny because it was an accident. It wasn't dangerous or anything like that. It just kind of bumped, the car bumped like a T-bone against the other, and it was a moment of consternation. And then this car drove back to the parking space, and then suddenly that driver from the car that was hit, was some older lady, came out with a obvious face. She walked around, checked the car. She saw no scratches, probably, or nothing major. She just looked at the car that hit her, went back to the car, and drove away like nothing happened. So there was no rant, no sorry, apologies. Nobody came out except for that lady that was hit, and she just drove away. So it was weird, very weird situation. I would be expecting some conflict or maybe a little bit of rambling, but nothing happened out of it. So we came back with Julian to the house, and he stayed home while well, not we, but Elizabeth stayed at home as well. And I went for an evening deploy of the sauna. There were a couple of uh, customers, but not many. It was a very quiet evening, and there's no highlight to it, so it was really low revenue, but kind of expected. So I just basically returned home around 10 p.m. We watched a bit of Faulty Towers, I think one episode, and then we went to bed. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching and making it through that poor quality episode. I always appreciate you being here. Have a great rest of the day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Stay tuned, and see you again tomorrow.